Cricket thrives on drama. The thunder of sixes, the roar of the crowd, the raw exhilaration. But at its heart, greatness often whispers. In the final, most crucial moments, true mastery reveals itself not in noise, but in silence. One man forged his legend in that stillness. This is final hour mastery. This is Ravindra Jadeja. The scene, Lord's Cricket Ground, third test, July 14th, 2025. India set England a modest target of 193 in the final innings. By lunch, England had rattled India's top order. The score stood at 112 for 8, and it seemed almost routine, India ending in a whimper. But then came the resurgence, led by Ravindra Jadeja, unbeaten on 61 from 181 balls. He rebuilt the innings alongside Bumrah and later shielded Siraj, farming the strike and holding the chase together. By tea, Jadeja had taken India within striking distance. But Test cricket on this pitch is unforgiving. Every run meant careful calculation. Despite the mounting belief, England managed to stall India's momentum and set a nervy final passage for the visitors. England needed patience and discipline. India needed calm and composure. The score: India needed 15 runs to win from the last 6 balls. Wickets were tumbling at the other end, and the psychological pendulum had swung England's way. The final over began. Jadeja stepped up, not with bravado but with steely resolve. Not once did his face twitch. He gripped the ball, centered himself and sent down a looping, teasing delivery outside off. The batter reached and sent it straight to extra cover. Dot ball. Then came the second, flatter, quicker, pitched on the seam, provoking a swing that produced a thin edge and a court behind. England erupted, but not Jadeja. He simply walked back expressionless, eyes still ahead. The celebration was in the dismissal, not the display. England needed 15 from the last 4 balls. India needed their last wicket, and Jadeja held both ends together. Jadeja's bowler's craft isn't in speed or spin. It is in the mind of his opponent. He surveys the field like a chess grandmaster, sets the trap, and then baits the piece. He doesn't rush. He doesn't show his hand. Every subtle shift on the field had purpose, mid-wicket drifting out to tempt a swing, only to close in at the last moment, long off inches tighter to cut off aerial runs. These micro-adjustments signal that Jadeja is in control, and so should be your belief. Then he weaves his web, 3 dots, strain on the psyche, confidence siphoned out ball by ball. By the time that final over began, England were not just defending runs, they were defending calm. The beauty of Jadeja's performance lies in what didn't happen. There was no sellout, no time-wasting theatrics, just cold, silent pressure. A pause before the run-up, a glance at the non-striker, a seam adjustment within the blink of an eye, each subtle intensifier. These tactics are silent bombs in rabbit holes, delivering dismantling blows. When the batter tried to concentrate on geometry and physics, Jadeja had already shifted the frame, turning equipment into questions, stumps into obstacles, run scoring into confusion. He knew that once the mind was compromised, the physics of cricket were irrelevant. The penultimate ball was a dot, and the final one. Siraj tried to play defensively, hoping to drag it out. A thick inside edge, stumps shattered. India finished 22 runs short. England had won, yet Jadeja had claimed the psychological victory. He didn't throw up his arms in triumph. He didn't celebrate. He just collected the shattered pieces of the stumps and continued, because his moment was in the dissolution of composure, not in chases or celebrations. This wasn't just a knock or an over, it was a statement. Jadeja's unbeaten 61 gave India hope. His final over denied them momentum. His silence defined cricketing elegance. Critics questioned his avoidance to back the tail fully and whether he trusted partners enough. But whether he held the strike or kept the pressure, Jadeja showed that leadership isn't always loud, and in the crowded chaos of Lords, his quiet dominance emerged. He has always been the type who doesn't trend, who doesn't need his face on a bus, but whose presence literally shifts the gravity of a game. When bodies falter, it's the mind that endures. Jadeja's legacy isn't in centuries, it's in composed knots, it's in the dots, it's in the moments between moments. This was not just an over, this was not just an innings, this was final hour mastery by Ravindra Jadeja, in silence, in control, on the biggest stage, when it mattered most. Comment below. Who is the most clutch player in modern cricket for you? If you believe cricket is greater than numbers, subscribe to the 22 Yards, because here, we don't just watch cricket, we understand it.